We're in a bit of a pickle and we need your help.
What do you think about this pickle, Dash Man?
Dash is saying, I love pickles and so does Mommy and Daddy, but this is not the type of pickle that you like.
If you're new around here, I'm Lauren. That's Daniel and Dash. And we've had a little bit of a bizarre RV life year. This year, we bought our very first AIRSTREAM van, which was supposed to mean we didn't need to live in RV parks anymore because it had this awesome electrical package on it. And that kind of went to you-know-where when we had to park her in California in June. Was it June?
That's when we bought it. We bought it in June.
We bought it in June. We parked her in California, or she died on us in California in August. Yeah, that was fun. But now we're in Florida, and we got some really, really big news this week.
So the short of it is that we've had an issue or maybe 12 with the van. Now, it's been at a dealership in California where they've been doing all the repairs, bringing it back to life. They've found some things along the way while they were doing some of the work, which extended the time that it had to stay at the dealership. But ultimately, what we found out this week is that the van is ready for pickup. Now that presents us with our pickle situation. So as it stands today, we have 2 RVs. We would like to have both of those RVs here collectively in Florida. If you've been following along, my parents have had some health issues, so we're gonna be spending more time in Florida, and we feel like this is the perfect time to consolidate all of our stuff. Now, as it stands right now, we have 1 van in California. We have 1 AIRSTREAM travel trailer in Georgia. My acronyms aren't really working out correctly, and we have 1 truck in Tennessee. So there presents our pickle situation. We have a van in California, we have a travel trailer in Georgia, and we have our truck in Tennessee.
And here's the kicker. We've got exactly 3 weeks to get them all here in time. Yeah. So there's that. Why the insane timeline? Well, because the Tampa RV show is coming up and we can't miss that. So we're flying to Nashville for the holidays with my family. And then it's time to head out to California. So what do we need your help on? Figuring out how the heck we're supposed to do this.
But first, this entire conversation has it's got me a little hungry. So I'll be right back.
What's up, Dash?
Dad? Oh, you going backwards? You avoiding the camera? You avoiding the paparazzi? You avoiding Mama Paparazzi? Dad, do you want a pickle? Pickle. Yeah? You want a pickle? No? You want me to give Mama a bite? Okay. Or you want a bite?
Mama.
Oh, okay. Let's make sure Mama gets a bite first. It's not that thoughtful when it comes to Dad, but we'll just glaze over that.
Ow. Time to stop screwing around. We got some serious planning that needs to be done here. Look at that handsome guy.
Let's take a look at some logistics. Now, our friend Malia, who is storing our AIRSTREAM travel trailer for us, is a logistics expert, and she's given us some tips, but you know what? You can never have enough ideas, so we want to hear all of your ideas as we kind of talk through the situation. Now, first step and the furthest step is trying to figure out how to get the van back to Florida. Now, let's see how far the trip will be. Now, the Airstream is currently sitting at Bay Area Airstream Adventures in Fairfield, California. Now, the goal, of course, we've talked about, is to get it to St. Petersburg, Florida, which is where we are currently hanging out. That trip is a short 42 hours here. Look at that. Bam. And almost 3,000 miles.
Dash, do you think that trip sounds like fun? I don't disagree with you, dude. I don't disagree.
The van is 2,941 miles away from us. The truck is 727 miles away from us. And the travel trailer is 479 miles away from us. Now, the goal would be to get all of that stuff here. Now let's start with some of the variable considerations for this trip. One, toddler. His name is Dash. You can hear him in the background. Variable number one. Number two, the weather. I mean, we're not out there across the US, you guys are. So what does the weather look like around the country right now? Now, if we're talking about coming from California, there's a couple of trajectories to get back towards Florida or potentially through Tennessee, but we, of course, would be worried about snowy conditions.
If you're not new around here, you know the weather and Wanderlocal don't really mix well. This year already, we hit a hailstorm that put 1,700 dents in that new van. Thankfully, Vinny, you're awesome. That has been fixed. But we also hit the Texas freeze a few years back in our Airstream travel trailer. Not our proudest moments. So getting stuck in the van when we've never done any kind of cold weather travel in her, and with her reliability track record, not very exciting. Oh look, that brings us down to Daniel's third variable.
Reliability, you nailed it. We were on the same page there. Yes, the van is fixed, but the real big question is, could it make it? Who knows? At this point, we have no clue.
Yeah, there's that. So there are a lot of variables at play. We're definitely keeping our fingers crossed that the van is actually fixed, but this is the third place we've taken it, so seems questionable. Fourth place? Okay. So now that you know the variables, let's talk about options for how to make this happen.
The tricky part here is that if it was just Lauren and I, we could probably power through quite a few hours of driving per day. But somebody likes to keep driving days relatively short. So let's say we're looking at a 40-hour trip across country. Well, realistically, Lauren and I could probably power through it in 8 days. We'd probably, do roughly, what do you think, Dash? We could do quite a bit of driving per day. I think we've topped out at somewhere between 8 to 10 hours a day. Dash seemed to top out at 2 hours of driving consistently, needs a potty break, needs a food break, and then he's probably good for like another hour and a half to 2 hours. So 4 hours so far is about our max with this little one. And who can blame him? He's a toddler. He doesn't want to sit still all day in a van or a travel trailer or a truck or whatever the case may be. So that makes sense.
Have we also mentioned that we're currently in the process of potty training Dash? He's a full weekend. Doesn't a cross-country travel trip sound like fun? Yeah. Then there's another big question mark there.
Thus far, I've been, for the most part, the only person driving the truck and travel trailer. Lauren has done some towing out west, but if you're talking about dealing with some Atlanta crazy traffic,
no thanks.
Yeah, which leaves Lauren to drive the van at some point. I don't see any way around it. But driving the van, honestly, on a positive note, is very, very easy. It's kind of like driving the Ford F-250 that we drive. relatively easy. You don't have to worry about low underpasses and things like that. So that's a positive. What are you doing, Dash? Oh, some Dash artwork here.
Dash Originals.
Dash Originals.
About to make an original on your wrist.
Oh, here he did. Yeah, look at that. He drew this bunny. Isn't that cool? It's first time. Nailed it.
Oh, hold on.
Okay. It's a no pants party over here. Whoop, whoop.
Successful potty trip.
Successful.
Good work, Dash.
Superstar. Superstar. Superstar.
Let's start with the easy logistics. We're obviously not driving out to California. We're flying. So we'll book a flight, most likely Delta, via points, and fly from Nashville to California to get the van. And since we have exactly 30 days, 15 hours, 51 minutes, and 19 seconds till the Florida RV Super Show, because today is the 17th of December, it probably makes sense for us to start somewhere around here or here for our flights. Or maybe if we pick up the van on the 29th, that gives us 1, 2, 3 weeks and a handful of days before the RV madness in Tampa starts. Okay, Dash is like, why are we shooting a video? We could be playing. So we're gonna combo that right now.
Cool, dude. Look at this. This is awesome.
This is Dash's sensory table, where Dada made him all sorts of cool colored rice.
Right?
Wow.
Got blue and red and green. If you haven't been to the Florida RV Super Show, it is, in our opinion, the coolest RV show in the country. It's huge. And we've gone the last few years, and one of our favorite things about the show is that we get to meet, one, our other really cool YouTube friends as well, but most importantly, we get to meet a lot of you there, and that's what really, really, really makes us the happiest. So if you're planning on coming to the RV Super Show, stay tuned to our channel. We've got a couple of fun things planned we're going to start to announce in the next coming weeks.
But if you're coming, leave a comment below. Yeah. All right, so back to planning. We fly out to California. That'll be quick and easy. Then we're thinking that the most logical thing is to drive the van from California to Nashville, because then we can pick up the truck together, drive down. I can drive the van, Daniel can drive the truck, or maybe vice versa, to Atlanta, pick up the AIRSTREAM, and come down to Florida from there. But there are 3 big different ways you can get from California to Nashville.
The most direct route will take us into some of the states that I would say will have questionable weather. I mean, we are in December after all. We're talking about the first week or so of January. So if you're in some of those states, then you know what kind of weather we can expect. There's another route that takes us on a southern trajectory, but that doesn't really help us if we're trying to get to Nashville. It would help us if we're trying to take a straight shot straight to Florida, but not so much if we're trying to get into the Tennessee area. So there are definitely some variables to consider. And this is exactly why we're making this video, because we want your advice.
Okay, so seriously, what should we do? If you were us, would you risk driving the van cross country knowing all the craziness that we've had happen with it? Like, because the truth of the matter is, technically, we could hire someone to drive it from California to Florida and simplify our life significantly.
I don't think that would be, I think that would be a convenient option. I don't necessarily think that would be an affordable option.
No one said it was going to be affordable, but what also would be awful would be to be stuck somewhere in the middle of the nowhere and the van to die on us again. So, I mean, it has to be taken into consideration. assuming that we are driving the van from California to Tennessee or Florida, would you be all serious about it and plan it all the way out knowing that the van is, who knows, on the level of reliability? Or would you just wing it like we were supposed to be able to wing it when we bought the van?
I think another option could be that somebody, a manufacturer maybe offered to drop it off at our front door.
At that point, I feel like that one's in your dream setting. So what do you think? How do we do this? Should we even worry about getting the travel trailer at the same time? Should we just leave it be? We really miss our truck. All right, we want to know. Leave your comments below. Feel free to send us a message on Instagram or Facebook at Wanderlocal. And stay tuned. We'll fill y'all in on what we're doing next week. But until then, my friend, make sure you wander local. Because as you know, it's good for the soul.